Mainstream media is always out there trying to break the news, but here at Thought Crimes with Kevin Knuckles, we're breaking the news. Like, share, subscribe.
Things we can't forget is that not only is Mr. Weisselberg presumed innocent, as any citizen would be, but so is Donald Trump presumed innocent.
Nothing nefarious behind that grin at all.
And I'll tell you what, Tom, Alan Weisselberg has been very steadfast that he is not cooperating against Mr. Trump. And it would really take a lot to make him do that. But what if he never got a directive in plain English that told him to do something illegally? Then what is the use of his cooperation unless you can, as I would say, pin the tail on the donkey?
So you don't have a case, or you do have a case, or he's innocent, or you presume he's guilty, or like...
You know, you have got to, in the end, be able to cooperate if you are going to cooperate and put the words coming from Donald Trump's mouth. And that may not exist. Donald Trump is said to be a very careful businessman. So
you don't have a case?
So, that's a really interesting point. And you do mention the handcuffs, the optics here, the prospect of potential jail time. Why not go after former President Trump himself, though? This has all been a pressure campaign for Mr. Weisselberg to flip, right, and start cooperating. Why not go after President Trump? It's his organization. He's at the head of it, right?
Oh, you mean like go out of your way to find any reason to persecute him?
But you have to put the pen in his hand, or you got to put the computer in his hand. You have to have direct evidence of a directive from former President Trump to either Alan Weisselberg or other people. You can't simply say, well, he's the head of it, so therefore he's responsible. It's just not that simple. We often find that prosecutors' offices, I'm a former prosecutor before I was a defense lawyer, a lot of times all you can get is the corporation because you just can't, as I put it, put the pen in his hand. Donald Trump does not use email. Donald Trump does, however, we have learned, direct his assistant to do certain things. So there would be typewritten emails that say, Mr. Trump has asked me to ask you. Mr. Trump directed me to. Now, those emails, I would suppose, are not incriminating. But until they have real direct evidence of an instruction that is for illegal purposes, then Mr. Trump himself remains in the clear.
So you don't have a case?
What will ultimately happen remains to be seen. As I would say, it's a long way from July to November.
Yeah, it's certainly a waiting game. And as you mentioned and so eloquently put, they're really aiming to put the tail on the donkey, right? Ricky Kleeman, thank you so much for your insight. We always appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
So persecution in spite of no clearly defined accusations or charges. Gotcha. Move to China. Later.
It's not very tasteful.